Hello folks, it's been a while. So I am back on the Ducati Hyper. Got a few last things to do to it that I hope to get done today. All going well, get everything done. Be a few videos out of it, but on today, certainly for this video, today I am going to be fitting these. So we've got a Quickshifter, the Healtech Quickshifter, and the Healtech gear indicator. So it should be straightforward enough. I need to just have a read because that the gear indicator that plugs into the diagnostic plug, but I noticed there's an extra wire and a connector, so obviously it must need a live from somewhere. And then the quick shifter, quite simple. You've got that just plugs in between the coils. So your first coil, your second coil, that goes down to the shift lever, the gear shift lever, and replaces the bolt. It's like a little, I'm not exactly sure what you would call it, but it just detects movement, the accelerometer, something like that, and detects movement, which should be easy enough. Hopefully I don't have to take the bike to bits to do this, at least I'm hoping not to. The first coil connection for the front cylinder, that's there, in there, so that's easy. Plug that, unplug that, plug in the quick shifter, run the cables probably up here, either up there, yeah, probably the best bet, run them along with this cable here, and then the second one is there. Don't mind that, I'm just topping up the battery because it's been a while since this has been run, and if you know, they've got a bit of a habit. If they've got a kind of flat battery and you try and start them, they can knacker the sprag clutch. So I'm just giving it a top up. But anyway, that's the second coil connection there, and then obviously I'll run the others down, and that fits in just in there. You take the bolt out of this gear peg, replace it with the one that comes, and then I'll run the cable up right through the back and then run it up here with this one. And then the unit itself will sit in here somewhere. The gear indicator, so that's the diagnostic plug there, so that plugs in there, and then I'll run the cables probably up here. I might have to take this side panel off, I don't know. I might get away with just taking this small one off, we'll see, but I might have to take that to run the cable forward and up, and then fix it in here somewhere. So that's certainly the first order of business today. I've got a few things to do. Excuse me, sweaty mess again. It is absolutely cooking in this workshop today. I've got the fan going, but it doesn't make much difference. But anyway, yeah, I'll get back to you in a bit. I'll make a start on this, get it in. Like I say, it should be fairly straightforward. Once I've got it installed, I'll have another quick run through ways as to how I've plugged it and run the cabling and everything. Okay, speak to you soon. Bye bye. Alright folks, quick shifter done, fitted. Not too bad. I'll give you a quick look through. So I found it easier. I took this panel off and this little side cover off. So what I've done is, that's the for the coil for the front cylinder, if you like, the plug. So that's plugged into the quick shifter, and the original I've just kind of set it there. It seems to sit there okay. I've run the cable, you can't really see, I've run the cable up here, up, and then along with the original wiring, which then comes out up here. Then you've got the second coil there, so you see the two plugs because it just kind of like piggybacks in. I've tie wrapped them off to the original bit, tighten up a wee bit. There's the plug for the quick shifter itself, just tucked in there, nice wee space there, and then the little box itself. The other lead that runs down, so that's this little one here, is the one that goes to the gear shift. So the only thing is I've run that sort of the same, but I've kind of run it over here. There is slack in it, but I'll need to keep an eye on that. There's not enough length in the cable. What I wanted to do was run it all the way down here and then follow this cable, follow this cable, but there's not enough length in that. I may take it off and run it down this side, down in there, but there's nothing really to fix it to in here, you know. So we'll see. So for the minute it's run there, then it's cable tied on to this cable here, and I've got a P-clip here that holds this cable on, which was the original side stand switch cable, because I've obviously changed this. So the wee P-clip, I've got a P-clip, run it with that, and just put a couple of tie wraps, not too tight, so there is a bit of movement in the cable if needed. Down, and then into there. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see that. That's it fitted in there, and there's enough slack, I've left slack on the cable for obviously movement of the gear lever. So yeah, not too bad at all. Easier than I thought. Obviously I've got to power up the bike. I'm still charging the battery, it's nearly done, but I've got to power up the bike, get the Bluetooth app on. But I bought this second hand, this Quickshifter, Healtech Quickshifter, from the same guy I've bought everything else from pretty much, Supwut. I bought it from him, and it came off a Hyper 821, so hopefully it's set up correct already. But I'll run through the app. It's a Bluetooth app. You connect it with your phone to that, and you can set all your, I think your cut-off time for when you change gear, how long the engine or the spark cuts for, and a few other little parameters. But I'll go through that with you in a bit. Right now I'm away to do the gear indicator, and then I'll get back to you, because I've got a few things to do today. But so I'll be probably later tonight, if not tomorrow, before I actually get out on the bike to check everything, to check the shifters work, quick shifters working okay. But I'll get back to you once I've done. I need to figure out how I'm going to run this gear indicator. I think I'm going to have to take this side panel off to be able to run the cable probably up through here somewhere to bring it out the front. I don't know if I might be able to fish it up. It would be handy if I did, but it's not a big deal. It's what, 1, 2, it's like 4 bolts or something to take this off, and then try and run it up through here with the rest of the wiring, and then stick it on here somewhere. But I'll have a look at that, figure it out, and then get back to you once I've figured out how I'm going to run that. Alright, speak to you in a bit, see ya. Right, back again. I was just pottering with the Healtech gear indicator, seeing how I was going to run the cable, and what I've realised, so what you need to do with it, it's simple enough, but right, so here, this is what plugs into the diagnostic plug into there. Right, and now this cable here, this, according to them, needs to go in here. So this is the fuse box on the Hyper. There's not a lot of room on the Hyper, as any know that are watching this. So you splice, sorry, I'm pointing the wrong way. You splice into the red and black wire in there, so it's down in there, which, I mean, I could do that, cut away some of that and splice into that one. For that, but I'm not keen, I'll be honest, I'm not keen on splicing into these wires right off the fuse box, not at all. So I'm going to see, I mean, if it is it just a switched live it needs? If it's just a switched live that it needs, then I'll take it from somewhere else. So I'm going to drop them an email at Healtech to see if it is just a switched live. It doesn't say nothing about it in the manual, or if anybody, so I'm going to have to can this one for a while. Also, even if I did want to do that, if you look, that's the cable. So the time, if that's the gear indicator up there, the time I run all the cable, this cable isn't long enough to reach there. So I would need to, even if I decide to go there, or if I have to go there, I don't see why. I think it must just be a switched live it needs. So I'll find a switched live somewhere else, but I just want to check with Healtech first before I go cutting into switched live somewhere else. If it does, then I'll need to extend that, so it's fine, I can bear that, get another bit of wire solder and heat shrink it. But my soldering iron and all that isn't here, it's at home. I was using it at the house, and those of you that know my workshops, not at my house, it's about a 20-minute, half-hour drive away from my house. So I'm going to have to park this one for now, until I either speak to Healtech and see if I can take it off a switch live somewhere else. So yeah, I'll get back to you. Obviously I'll carry on with this one once I've got some info from them, and then I'll let you know when obviously you will see it in a couple of seconds, because I'll just carry on straight off of this video. Alright, so oh well, next time, later.
Eventually.
Hello folks, you join me on the Hyper. So I'll give you a little, when I get to a suitable bit of road, it's just to show you the Quickshifter in action. As you'll see, I didn't get around to installing the Healtech gear indicator. Now the reason for that, as I mentioned in another video, is because, well, one, Healtech have never emailed me back. It's been probably what, nearly at least what, a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks since I emailed them, and no reply about that wire, whether I can just connect it to a switched live, and they never got back to me. Slight correction here folks, Healtech did in fact get back to me, but the email had went into my spam folder. You can just connect the red wire to any switched live. Apologies Healtech, and back to the video. So I was going to just connect it as per the instructions, extend the wire on it, but I've ordered the Rapid Bike Evo fuel controller for this, which will come probably next week, but I'm away to work, so I'll have to wait till I get back. So I thought, well, for the Rapid Bike Evo I'm going to have to take the tank off, probably. Well, maybe not, because it connects into injectors and all that, but I think just for running the cables and making it neat and tidy, I think it'll be easier to take the tank off. I don't think it's strictly necessary to take it off, but I think it'll be easier and just make a neater job with the cabling. So while I've got the tank off, I thought, well, I'm going to have the tank off anyway, save taking it off to run the gear indicator, which I probably could have done without taking it off, but again, for the sake of wiring and making it neater to run with the original loom up under the tank to the dash, if you like, to the clocks, it would certainly be better to take the tank off. So I'll just wait till we get and do them both at the same time, save taking the tank off twice. I'm also just shifting this back to the workshop. As you've probably seen in my previous video, it's back to work time for me as well. I've not had as much seat time on this at all as I would like. So the thing with the Quickshifter is I've not really got it. I did say it came off a second-hand bike. There's it there. Just pop up through the gears. No need for the clutch was shifted again. So I've just got to play with it. I'll stick a couple of screenshots up now of the app that you can connect to it. So like I say, I bought it second hand off a Hyper, so it's still, I've not played with the settings as they were from when I bought it. I've not got enough seat time really to see what it needs. I think from the little bit of seat time I have had, I think I maybe need to just make the shift time, the throttle where it kills the spark, I think I need to maybe make that, just crease that just a little bit. It's off a little bit longer for me. Maybe my gear changes not as quick as it should be, or I speed up my gear changes and make myself get better, get used to it. Just got to get used to it. It's the first bike I've had with a Quickshifter. Well, not that I had a Quickshifter, but I put a Quickshifter on, so yeah. But it's only an up shifter, it's not a down shifter and blipper, so you've still got to do manual downshifting and blipping if you like. There she goes again, see. Right, bit of quick shifter action, so there, third, fourth. See, it's a little bit hesitant there when I went into fourth, but it kind of pulls a bit, so yeah, I think I need to adjust the settings slightly. Splittery. So that's what I'm hoping to get rid of, that's this low down splittering when I'm just chugging along like this, which is fine higher up the box. But so another thing with the Rapid Bike Evo that I ordered, so the Rapid Bike Evo, Rapid Bike have their own Quickshifter that does have a blipper and downshift, but apparently it doesn't work with the 821, only works with the 939. So I did speak to Rapid Bike before I ordered the Rapid Bike Evo, and asked them if they knew if it worked with Healtech, the Healtech gear Quickshifter, and they said, well, they can't be certain for sure because they're not familiar with the Healtech Quickshifter, but this is, if it's working, if the Healtech Quickshifter works now, which it does, then there really should be no reason it wouldn't work with the Rapid Bike tuner. So, and the Quickshifter's working. Okay, there we go. Spatter up through the gears. I'll watch him fucking low on fuel, running on fumes. Get too much stick, I'll run out before I get there. So so hopefully we'll see anyway if it works. It's going to be fun with the wiring because the Healtech Quickshifter plugs into the coils, piggybacks into the coils, and then the Rapid Bike piggybacks into the coils, so I'll have like the Healtech piggybacked into the coils and the Rapid Bike piggybacked into the Healtech, or vice versa. And we'll see if that gives any issues. Hopefully not. If anybody watching this by chance has a Rapid Bike Evo and a Healtech Quickshifter, let me know. It would be good. I'll say batter up. You get a little bit of a jump, so yeah, maybe just a little bit of adjustment required on the settings of this Quickshifter to suit my riding style. There's the shifter again. As if you can hear me, a lot of wind noise. Naked bike as such. No wind protection at all. Cow shit on the road, I better watch when we came back. We've just been through here 10 minutes ago in the car, going the other way, and there was cows up in Buffalo on the road. There they go. There's that stuttering at low revs. Keep her up the revs. And then wind her up and just pull it through it. Yeah, she's working alright. I think it's maybe just me needs to get a bit more used to it, you know. Just be quicker when I'm banging up through the gears. Through the gears, out of the village, and then yeah, it's working alright. I think I just need to get used to it. There's that stuttering at the low RPMs. So hopefully the Rapid Bike tuner will sort that out. Alright people, so that was a little short bit of action of the Quickshifter working. Worth it? Yeah, I would say so, once I get used to it. Once I get used to it. Now it's the usual, time to back them up for a week or 6, unfortunately. You can hear it there, Even just at idle you can hear it stuttering. Workshop's getting fuller by the minute. I think it might be time to think about selling some toys that I don't use so often, like the ATV and maybe even the trials bike, we'll see. Right folks, that's me done. So I'll see you all again in 6 weeks. Later people, cheery bye, see ya.